DevOps and the mainframe. They go together. But what is DevOps? When we think about DevOps, we really think about DevSecOps, DevSecOps, BizDevSecOps, QAOps. All of these various names are used for DevOps. But it really is, let's bring everybody together. And that's why the mainframe and DevOps have to go together. We think about cloud native development. We have pipelines for development. We use Git as our source manager for development when we're doing cloud native activities. We think about the mainframe instead. We have library managers, or as many times they're called production control tools. And they were created to control the process of deployment into production, which is what pipelines do in the distributed side as well. In many ways, they manage the source code, so your source is managed. But in order to move between environments, you use this simple promotion process. All you're doing is managing source and your loads through this process, and someone else is doing this promotion to production. So you have to work with someone else to get through this process. And it manages your COBOL and your PL1, and if you're lucky, your Rex and your JCL. But in the distributed world, in my Git pipeline, I have Git as my source code manager, and then the pipeline does things such as scanning my source. So I get code checks, I get code quality checks, I can get security scanning. I can do my build, I can run my unit tests, automated unit tests. Not over here. I'm getting my automated checking right away when I'm doing my development. I get my deploy, and I can run more automated tests. So here, I'm getting all this value out of the pipeline with storing my source in Git. And normally, it's Java and other languages, but it's also things like Terraform patterns. So not only is my source code for my application here, but my infrastructure definition. Yeah, that's missing over in this side. I don't have that in this world. So if we think about the mainframe, DevOps, these pipelines, this transformation, why is my source over here? Why am I doing things different? I don't have to. Git, it can manage COBOL or PL1 just as well. So what do I need to do? Get my source and move it into Git. That's the first step. Take that source code out. And there's a nice capability of the Git attributes file. In the Git attributes file, I can indicate what code page I need in the ZOS environment, and it can be UTF-8 sitting in Git. And so my source code can be there alongside everything else. And now my COBOL and my PL1 and everything else, JCL, Rex, anything else, but also my DDL or my Kix definitions. They can all sit in this Git environment to be then deployed. I pull the build process out of the system and convert it into a modern build process. I can add in my unit tests that I didn't have before. And the deploy. I pull that out and I can deploy and put my artifacts in an artifact repository just like they are over here. And so I have this consistent way of working. Whether or not I'm doing COBOL, PL1, or Java, it's all the same as a developer. And what's even better, when we think about multi-language capability, if I'm doing Kix, there's no reason I can't have Java and COBOL or other languages working together in my Kix environment. And now they can be together in my source code manager. As a developer, I get to do work one way, in one source code manager, using one pipeline, and get all the advantages of the automated testing capabilities that are there, all of the checking, code scanning, code quality capabilities, all of it provided to me by simply moving into this environment. Now, I said simply. I know this isn't a simple change. I know this is a transformation. I know this is hard to move from the way you've been doing work for a long time. But think about it. This is the way everything else is done today. We are developers. We need to be part of this continuous learning culture and take on this new way of working and show that the mainframe is just as modern and can work in all of the same ways as everything else. And once I've done this, now I can take advantage of all those other capabilities available on the system, such as, bringing in a little AI into the system. So hopefully this has given you an introduction to it's time to move. Let's take advantage of the modern ways of working, the capabilities we can do through automation to remove those extra tasks, that waste, and all those things that we hate doing, like creating tickets, and get to work together across the organization. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to click like and subscribe. And to find out more about DevOps and the mainframe, check out the links below.